All right, the NFL playoffs are just around the corner, and there's two types of people who watch the NFL playoffs. It's those whose teams made it and they're cheering them on, and there's those who are just watching and hoping that the Patriots lose. Which one are you? Hit the like button. We're breaking down the AFC Wildcard round right now. What is going on, Headliner Nation? Jake, Fantasy Headliners. Hopefully everybody's just doing well out there. Now listen, I know the fantasy football season is over, but there's still NFL games to be played, so you know we're going to be talking about it. That's what we cover all year long here on this channel. So if you're by chance new here, consider hitting that subscribe button. We greatly appreciate the support here all year long. But in this episode, we're talking about a couple matchups here in the AFC that are coming up this weekend and trying to break these matchups down. Who may win these matchups this weekend? That's what we're going to be discussing here today, and we're going to get right into it. We don't waste a whole lot of time on this channel with all kinds of ads and promos. No, we're talking football because that's what we all want to talk about. So let's get into the first matchup here, which is going to be the Buffalo Bills and Houston Texans. Now, they're going to be playing on Saturday, January 4th at 4:35 p.m. Eastern time. This is a matchup of, two decently matched teams. Both of these guys coming into the playoffs at 10-6 for their season record. And the opening lineup in Vegas has the Houston Texans a 2.5-point favorite as of right now. The over-under currently sitting at 43.5 points. Now, this is a couple quarterbacks that are looking for their first playoff win, right? You got Josh Allen making his first career playoff game start. And you have Deshaun Watson, who had a disappointing loss last year in 2018 to the Indianapolis Colts. However, a very solid season for both of these quarterbacks. Let's take a look at the numbers. Josh Allen had 3,089 passing yards, 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, a 58.8 completion percentage, which is not great by any means. He had also added 510 rushing yards and 9 rushing touchdowns. A very solid season for one Josh Allen. Deshaun Watson, somewhat of a little bit of a regression for him, only 3,852 yards passing, however did have 26 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, a 67.3 completion percentage, had 413 yards rushing, and another 7 rushing touchdowns. Both of these guys are capable of putting up solid numbers and leading their teams to victory on any given Sunday, or in this case, Saturday. But as a whole, you have to give the slight offensive edge to the Houston Texans. I mean, no doubt, though, that the Buffalo defense is one of the best in the NFL. Right now, the third overall defense in the NFL. The Texans, sounds like they could be getting back J.J. Watt and possibly returning for the playoffs. That is great news for them. That can only help them. But it's their secondary where I'm really worried about it. I mean, Bradley Roby, Jonathan Joseph, both of the Houston Texans in that secondary, questionable to play in this game. If they don't, that could really open up a lot of passing lanes for Josh Allen. We just talked a couple minutes ago about how his completion percentage is not elite by any means. However, if the secondary of the Houston Texans is struggling and his receivers are able to get an extra yard or two of separation on their targets, this could turn into a big day for Josh Allen and the wide receivers of the Buffalo Bills. The key matchup in this game, however, it's going to be DeAndre Hopkins and Tre'Davious White. Arguably one of the best wide receivers in football up against arguably one of the best defensive cover corners in Tre'Davious White. Now, White, he's only allowed over 60 yards receiving one time all year. Now, this could force more targets the way of Will Fuller and Kenny Stills, whether or not they're 100% and healthy enough to play. I don't know if we've ever said that Will Fuller is 100% because the guy seems to get hurt almost every game that he plays, but more targets could be forced their way and maybe give them the opportunity at the big day if it limits DeAndre Hopkins. Now, maybe there's a few of you guys out there that play some DFS and you're looking for a couple value plays. There's a couple on this game that you may want to take a look at when you're constructing your lineups. Duke Johnson at $4,400 is not a bad value. If Kenny Stills and Will Fuller are limited, that could lead to some more passing work in this game for Duke Johnson. Dawson Knox at only $2,900. Definitely a great value play. Someone who could be a red zone threat in this game for Josh Allen. And Cole Beasley at $5,600. He's a little bit more expensive, but the volume could be through the roof this week. And Cole Beasley could definitely be a key piece of your lineup. Now, Buffalo's coming off back-to-back losses. And, I mean, for the most part, they're being carried by their defense here, in my opinion. I like the Bills this week. The offensive edge overall may go towards Houston, but this defense in the playoffs, it's what wins games, and I like where Buffalo's headed, especially with the injuries that we see there to the Houston Texans. In my opinion, my prediction for this game, I'm going Buffalo 27-17. All right, let's move on to the other AFC matchup, though. The Tennessee Titans at the New England Patriots, Saturday, January 4th at 8:15 p.m. Eastern time. I mean, it's the postseason. This is where New England is supposed to take over, right? I mean, how do you pick against Tom Brady in New England during the playoffs against Ryan Tannehill in his first career playoff start? I mean, the New England Patriots have at least one playoff win in 8 straight years. But are we not giving the Tennessee Titans enough credit here? The opening odds for Vegas has New England favored by 5 points and an over-under set at 44. But the weather, not looking the best. I mean, as of right now, there is a 90% chance of rain/snow mix, a wintry mix, if you will, late in this game. Later that evening, there's a chance that it can turn a little bit bad there in New England. Is that going to affect the way that this game is played? Yeah, possibly. I mean, you add that to the fact that New England finished as the number 1 overall defense in the NFL. Things start lining up for New England just a little bit. But Ryan Tannehill has been great since taking over as the starting quarterback of the Tennessee Titans. In 10 games started, 2,742 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, and the number 1 QB rating in the NFL at 117.5. Over that span, Tennessee has averaged 30.4 offensive points scored per game and has a 7-3 record. Now, don't forget, it helps that Tennessee has the number 3 ranked rushing offense also. Derrick Henry, the NFL rushing champ, had 303 carries, 1,540 yards, and 16 touchdowns. And oh yeah, he sat out and missed a game. The guy went absolutely crazy this year, and this is where Tennessee is going to have to find some success. New England is more vulnerable on the ground than they are through the air. An established run game with Derrick Henry early is going to draw the defenders into the box and could create opportunities on the outside for stud rookie wide receiver A.J. Brown, who's been lighting it up as of late. But don't forget though, there are a lot of former Patriots on the Tennessee sideline that really want to play spoiler here in the 2019 NFL playoffs. Dion Lewis, Logan Ryan, Malcolm Butler, and the head coach even. It's Mike Vrabel. He's won 3 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. He really wants this victory. Now, a few possible DFS value plays in this game. Rex Burkhead, he's $4,500, but I do expect him to be involved on the ground, and he has that higher touchdown upside. Jonnu Smith, tight end of the Tennessee Titans, is somebody who could see some added volume, especially in the red zone if they can get down there. He's only $3,800. And Tajay Sharp, he's also listed right now, $3,800 on DraftKings. There's a chance that Adam Humphries, slot wide receiver of the Tennessee Titans, does not play. If that's the case, Tajay Sharp should get a bump in volume. And we already know what the lockdown corners on the outside with Gilmore. Tajay Sharp could see some added volume, and it could be a decent play here this week in DFS. Everything from the past says that New England should win this game. And I think it's going to be super close. Tennessee, honestly, has a decent chance of winning here. The wintry weather kind of gives New England a slight edge, and for my prediction for this game, Patriots 20, Tennessee 16. It's going to be a fun game to watch, though. All right, so that's my take here on the 2 AFC Wildcard games this weekend in the NFL playoffs. But like usual, we like to be super interactive and talk with you guys out there in the community. So down below in the comment section, let me know how you see these 2 games going. Maybe you see it differently than me, and that is 100% fine. Put it down below in the comment section. We look forward to interacting and going back and forth and discussing these games with you. We will be doing these type of videos all throughout the playoffs, and the NFC video will be coming up here shortly. Greatly appreciate the support. Thank you for watching here today, and we'll talk to you guys later.